I was born in 1957, so my earliest memories are from early 1960s in Iran, living in the city of Tehran. And by the way, I am from a Jewish Iranian family. There was a country that was in major changes going on. My parents were both quite secular, and my mother and my dad both were had very strong feelings that they were helping Iran become modernized and industrialized. And then, of course, the revolution happened in Iran and then moved to California, to Pomona. I was working for a radio station doing radio documentaries for Pacifica Radio. Fridays, I did the newscast. On Wednesday mornings, I had a half-hour show called Beneath the Surface. I was always very interested in social movements, in civil rights movements in particular, labor struggles, race issues, ethnicities, immigration. So those were the kind of stories that I always focused on. And I had also taught a couple of classes at Cal State in the Department of Latin American Studies. The course was called Latin American Radio Documentary Production. I was a graduate student at Cal State LA in the Department of Communication Studies, and that got me into a PhD program in performance studies and at Northwestern in Chicago. And then I came back. I've taught about something like 25 different courses in the department across the board in rhetoric, in argumentation, performance. I love working with students, see what it is they're interested in. So I'm there to help them make sure that they see the next step. I love working in my department in particular, the Communication Studies department. I teach a number of classes in rhetoric, classical rhetoric, contemporary rhetoric. I taught a couple of classes on food and communication. I taught another class where I actually made the topic ADHD. I had another class that I taught my book on the aftermath of the LA riots. I had no idea that this class was going to be so amazing. I didn't realize that my students would just have all this wealth of material. Those are the kind of exciting things that happen. It's funny, as soon as I crossed that threshold from the hallway to the classroom, something shifts, and and I feel much more comfortable once I'm inside the classroom. And to me, it's been a big part of my life, because I was, first came to Cal State LA in the early 80s to teach that Latin American Studies documentary production, and then back in the 90s as a graduate student, and back in the 2000s as a lecturer, so almost 30 years of my life. It's a big part of my life.